Israel now calling up tens of thousands of reservists to take part in the impending military operation. Amid ongoing conflicts and military needs, there have been increasing calls for Jews to enlist in the armed forces. Specifically, there's significant debate and pressure regarding the conscription of ultra-Orthodox Jews. Joining us to discuss this and so much more is Rabbi Hofstadter, who joins us yet again right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Rabbi, always good to see you, sir. Welcome back to the show.
Likewise, thank you.
You recently wrote an op-ed published by the Jerusalem Post on this topic. What exactly, Rabbi, were you hoping to get across?
The understanding amongst the people of Israel, the broad spectrum of the people in Israel and around the world, that although we have this crisis, this existential crisis, and the great pain and suffering that we've had since October 7th, but we cannot abandon our fundamental values and our reason for the adherence to the Torah, scholars who study the Torah and who are devoted to it. And although we feel the pain and we feel the crisis, but there's a fundamental aspect of Jewish culture that has to be maintained. And a segment of the population should be devoted exclusively to the Torah study. Now, that works in conjunction with all segments of society. There are many scholars and many learned people who are professionals, doctors, lawyers, accountants. There are soldiers who are learned people. But a segment of the population has to be devoted to Torah study.
Rabbi, to understand why, one would argue that one must really first understand what the Torah means to the Jewish people. It's not merely a body of laws, some would say, but it's really the customs. It's the very justification for one's presence in Israel, is it not?
That is absolutely correct. That's the covenant that the Almighty had with our forefather Abraham and our forefathers. Our reason for being in the land of Israel is not only a body of law, which it certainly is, and not only customs, but it's our life force, our beliefs, our ideals. It's what makes us different, special, and it is our reason for being there. And it therefore requires people, a segment of the population, who are totally devoted to its learning, its understanding, its life force, and how it applies to everything we do in our lives. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that Israel has been under threat since its inception. The Jewish people have had existential threats for over 2,000 years, and it's taking a toll. It's taking a toll on the psyche of the people. And if we feel that we are to be a nation of soldiers, if we feel that the identity of Jewish people should be soldiers and not a people of the Torah, then that's incredibly, terribly dangerous. And if that will take root, then no matter what happens on the battlefield, then we will have, God forbid, have lost the war.
Yeah.
Because we are not a nation of soldiers. We are we're God's people.
I'm sorry, Rabbi. One of the things that you have made mention is that Israel must never be a nation that forgets who it is. How does that happen? How can you make sure that that doesn't occur?
We have to have continued dialogue, discussion. Today has been declared by our rabbis as a day of prayer, international prayer, and awareness and beseeching to the Almighty. We have to stand firm and steadfast. We have to make the Jewish people aware, make the world aware, and we certainly have to continue to pray.
One of the things we know is that you have a very strong relationship with Ambassador Mike Huckabee. He recently paid a visit to Israel. We saw pictures of you all gathering together. It is also, to my understanding, that he is, his reverence, if you will, of the Torah and its scholars is sincere and profound. Can you speak to that and how important that is?
He has a deep understanding that what makes the Jewish people special and what makes them different and not just another geopolitical entity is the fact that they are a people of the Torah. They are committed to the eternal values of the Bible. They are not a people that the value system is dependent on culture, which is ever changing and so quickly changing that they are steadfast in their beliefs, the eternal beliefs of the Bible, and they need scholars who are devoted to that study. And that is essential for their survival and for the world's.
Well, as was stated in my intro, it is no secret the massive assault on Gaza City is taking shape. It will happen. It appears to be happening, in something that we shall see unfold right before our very eyes in the near future. Rabbi, the op-ed is published in the Jerusalem Post. We expect you perhaps to write another op-ed sometime in the near future?
I certainly plan to.
Very good. Well, sir, I know you were quite busy, and we truly appreciate you taking time out to join us right here on the Live Zone. Yet again, we have been speaking with Rabbi Hofstadter, and truly one of a kind, and a very busy man, but kind enough to say hi. Always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very good.